Guys, in this video, I'll go over the most common cost blowouts or overruns I come across with my clients. Hey guys, Doug Cotton here, your property finance specialist, where I took finance for property investors and developers. So no matter your experience level or your best efforts to budget for your project, there's always going to be unexpected items or cost blowouts that can come up either at the start, during, or at completion of your project. I've been working in and around development funding for over 10 years, so I've come across many situations where a project's costs have blown out. Though in this video, I'm just going to go over the most common cost overruns that I see. Excavation. If you've chosen to or have been required to undertake a geotech report, the boreholes won't always tell the full story of what lies beneath the surface. You may encounter some hard subsurface material such as weathered rock that requires a large excavator with a breaker attached. This cost is usually excluded from your building contract and can range anywhere from $100 to $300 per hour for a smaller to mid-sized project depending on the size of the excavator. Services. So work for services can include any form of infrastructure required to be augmented to the site. This could include the NBN network, stormwater and sewerage, water reticulation, electrical, and so forth. The most common issue I see here is when a particular service needs to be redesigned and approved by the relevant authority due to there's something being discovered that needs to be changed. A particular example of this was for a smaller unit project that I funded in East Brisbane about 2 years ago. The sewer infrastructure had to be redirected to avoid Telstra cabling below the surface. This cost the developer about 3 to 4 weeks in time, as well as an additional $13,000 for redesign costs. Funding costs. So it's common knowledge that it's difficult in today's market to obtain any form of construction funding. Both your lender establishment costs and interest rate could be higher than what you anticipated. Things really start to add up when you include other things such as valuation fees, QS fees, lenders' legal fees, as well as the lender's own establishment costs and the interest rate. As a loan originator, I usually try and minimise these costs on behalf of my clients by obtaining quotes from the relevant lender consultants to ensure the costs are controlled to some extent. From there, I usually try and negotiate on the lender with their establishment fee and interest rate, which is usually down to intensive negotiations or even just properly tendering to the market. Buyer specifications or purchaser changes. Whether you sold off the plan or at completion of the project, you could have purchasers that want to make particular changes to their dwelling. These could relate to many different things such as appliances, tiles, air conditioning design, and I've even seen a request for a fireplace in a unit. I find you usually see the more discerning buyer at the top end of the market. The more vanilla and affordable style dwelling, there's only usually small changes or additions requested such as fly screens, blinds and so forth. Bonding requirements. Bonding is the submission of a financial security to council or the relevant authority, and is either used to secure existing infrastructure held by council which might be implicated by the works, or to cover uncompleted works in order to achieve early release of survey plans. Bonding usually relates to land subdivisions. The types of bonds can include performance bonds, which are usually required prior to the commencement of your project. These can include things such as for your earthworks and your sediment erosion, so forth. The amount will depend on the type of works being carried out. Then there's your uncompleted work bonds, which are usually paid near the completion of the project. And it covers items that aren't quite completed such as earthworks, sewage work and water reticulation. So council will agree to release the survey plans early if these uncompleted work bonds are paid for. Maintenance bonds are the bonds that are held by council for a minimum period after completion to ensure that the developer maintains certain works. So guys, if you found value in the video or other videos I've posted in the past, please don't forget to give them a thumbs up or even subscribe.